to be creating average charts to visualize the average score for Learning Goal 1 and Learning Goal 2, specifically with regards to the pre and post assessment for each learning goal. So we'll start off by indicating our average, and we're going to enter the formula for average, and we will go ahead and select all of the grades and click enter. What we can do is we can drag to the right, and that will give us our formula. Now, to develop the table itself, we will go ahead and select the averages, and we will click insert, and we would like a graph bar chart. So we will go ahead and graph this. Now, as you can see, these are all independent, these are all separate from each other. You can keep it in this manner. Alternatively, you can do this. I think it better visualizes the data. So of course, you're going to have a chart title that indicates what data we're looking at. In this case, we're looking at the whole class data. So we'll say whole class average LG1 and LG2 assessment data. And then of course, we would like to include titles for the y-axis or the vertical axis, and we would also like a title for the horizontal axis. So we're going to do that by clicking up here where it says add chart element, and specifically axis titles, primary horizontal, we will go ahead and denote test scores. So the pre and the post assessment for LG1, we'll call it LG, just a pre and post assessment. And we'll add the title for the vertical, and we will say average grade. And we can also indicate, specifics to the data. So we can do that by changing the chart element and specifically providing data labels. So we'll put those on the inside, and you can add them in different areas. Another thing that we would like to differentiate will be which one each one will be, right? So each color indicates what test. So we'll add a legend. We'll add that to the right, and we can see that here. However, we see Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4. So we can go ahead and right-click to change the title. So we'll click Select Data. Series 1 corresponds to our pre-assessment for LG1. So we'll title that Pre-Assessment LG1. And then this will be Post-Assessment LG2. Then we have Pre-Assessment this was LG1. And then this was post-assessment LG2 and post-assessment, pre-assessment and post-assessment LG2. We'll click OK, and we can see that the distinction here. Another thing that we can see here is that just by looking at it, it may seem that the students did better than they actually did. If we didn't have the numbers, we would easily assume that they did better than they actually did, right? Given that the grid lines, the maximum is 80, right? In reality, was that the maximum score? It wasn't, right? So we would like to change the maximum, and we would like to format the grid lines. So we can do that by changing the grid lines. And this is where you will change that. So you'll change that here under Format Axis, and the maximum will be changed to 100, indicating the highest score, and we can see that this is a better way to visualize the data. So what you'll be doing is repeating these steps for the two subgroups that you select for your analysis. So you will select two, and you will also complete this for the individual students. So that is how simple it is to create a chart that visualizes average data.